Hi, welcome back. My name is Shivani. I'm an autoimmune warrior as well as a board certified cosmetologist and makeup artist, and I create beauty content here on YouTube. And today we're going to be testing out a few new products that I got my hands on. We got the new Dior Velvet eyeshadow quads, as well as the new Charlotte Tilbury lipstick, as well as the Huda Beauty Faux Filter Luminous Matte Concealer, and the LYS bronzing stick. So we're going to be testing out these products. So if that's something you'd be interested in, please do keep on watching, and let's get started. Okay, so I've applied a base. I used the LYS Triple Fix Serum Foundation, and I also used the Fenty Beauty lip stain, and then I removed the lip stain already in Strawberry Sangria, as well as I did my eyebrows with a new Lancome brow shaping powdery pencil. It's not a new product, it's just new to me, so I just tried it out. And compared to, I used to use the Gucci one, which I think I like the Gucci one better, but I'm not sure yet. I'm not exactly positive. I think I like the formula of the Gucci better, but the color of this one better. This is 08 dark brown. So I have to test it out a few more times and then I'll be able to tell. But starting for our first item, we're gonna go into the Huda Beauty Faux Filter Luminous Matte Buildable Coverage Crease Proof Concealer. Okay, so I mean, that basically told us everything. I mean, what else do you need to know? So, all right, it comes in 29 shades. It's $29 for 0.30 ounces or 9 milliliters. And it's a matte liquid formula, medium to full coverage, lightweight and blendable formula, brightens and conceals, long wearing, crease proof, waterproof and won't transfer, softly blurring, fragrance free and vegan. Highlights: has vitamin E and almond oil to condition the under eye skin, and in an independent consumer testing panel of 40 people, 100% agreed it quickly brightened their under eye, 100% agreed it didn't crease instantly after application. So what does that mean? It creases after a while after application, since it doesn't crease instantly? That's not good. And 100% agreed it was transfer proof, buildable and flexible on the skin. Okay, so this is the packaging right here, and it has hashtag Faux Filter Concealer. Excuse my pronunciation today. I get brain fog, a lot of it, and then I also can't, sometimes I just mumble up words, or I don't know what I'm trying to, I know what I want to say, but I can't say it. It just doesn't, it's not working up here. I don't know, sorry. Anyways, we're using the shade Cookie Dough in 4.3 neutral. So this is a medium neutral shade. And I'm gonna go ahead and open it up, give you a swatch. So it has a very big doe foot applicator. And this is the swatch. I don't know if I'm actually gonna go in with a color corrector, just because I want to test out and see how much coverage this concealer has on its own. So we're not gonna do that. It does have a big doe foot, and let's go ahead and apply it. So I'm just gonna apply, since I have darker under eyes, I like to apply it everywhere. And I'm gonna go ahead and blend it out with my finger. You guys, I just realized something. I completely forgot to tell you about my skin type, so let's go over that while we're doing this. I have 39-year-old mature skin, a very mature autoimmune skin, actually, meaning that I carry the conditions lupus and erythrodermic psoriasis, and I have peeling texture from the erythrodermic psoriasis all over 100% on my face. So if you were to look up closely, you would see that there's texture peeling, micro texture or micro peeling everywhere, all over my face, the entire face. So it will show up underneath my under eyes as well. So there's only so much I can do to conceal that or to cover it up. So I did pat it down with a God, today's just not the day. I did pat it down with a lotion, you know, to keep it set, but it still will obviously show up underneath its dead skin. So I also have redness under and texture. There's discoloration. I have it all. So it's all there, and just know you're not alone. Okay, so it blends out really nicely with the hand. I mean, it's so easy to blend out. Wow. Did you guys notice that? Like, as I was talking to you guys, it just blended out like so nicely on its own. It didn't give me any issues. Pretty great. It gives a good medium coverage with just one application. So it says it's medium to full. So let's go ahead and apply a little more. See how much more coverage it gives. That's pretty. I was honestly very nervous about getting this concealer just because it's a matte formula. It's a matte finish, and I typically don't do well with completely matte finishes. I know it says luminous matte, but I mean, really, it's matte. So maybe because it has almond oil and vitamin E in there, that's what's helping. So I'm gonna go ahead and take my sponge and just clean up right here. And I'm thinking we can just use this as our primer for our eyeshadow. Okay, so it did build up. Don't want to remove any coverage, but I just want to clean it up a little bit. There we go. Here we are. I'm gonna actually zoom you guys in to show you. Okay, so I don't know if you can see the texture. I'm gonna come in closer. Okay, and here's what the concealer is looking like. So it isn't creasing, it is covering up my under eye discoloration pretty well, I would say. I didn't use a color corrector underneath, so it doesn't look too bad to me. This is a nice concealer. It's a very nice concealer. I mean, I didn't expect this at all from Huda. I'm not saying that Huda Beauty is great, but I just didn't expect this type of concealer. This is a beautiful concealer, especially for a matte finish, and it's full coverage. And you could do a lighter coverage with medium coverage, and it's crease proof. What else do you want? I mean, you know, I think it's great. On to the next item. All right, so we're going to be going over the new Dior Color Couture eyeshadow palettes. No, you know what? Let's do the LYS bronzing stick first. Let's do that. Yeah. And then we can do the eyes afterwards. So I'm going to, here's the LYS bronzing here. It's a triangular container, and it's rose gold. You open it and you can turn. It goes up just like that. And this is the shade Harmony. Let's read a little bit about this bronzer. It's $19 for 0.25 ounces or 7.1 grams. It comes in 5 shades: Motivate, Harmony, Courage, Strength, and Worthy. So that's light, medium, tan, dark, and deep. They state, visibly sculpt, define, and warm up your complexion with this creamy bronzer stick. This creamy buildable formula effortlessly blends while delivering a sun-kissed glow. Formulated with rose hip seed oil, green tea extract, and sodium hyaluronate, this bronzer gives the skin the warmth you want while blurring the look of imperfections and texture. Okay, here's the color that we're working with. I am just gonna apply it to my face. I typically wouldn't do that, but I am right now, just because I don't want that much. I'm gonna use it more as if I was like contouring. Or not. I'm going to use my e.l.f. Putty Bronzer brush. You can use any brush you want. I'm just using this because it's small. I do have some other small brushes if this is not your vibe. That blended out beautifully. It's very emollient. Very emollient. That was easy. That was very easy. Okay. Wow. LYS has great products. I mean, I gotta say, everything I've used so far, I honestly haven't been disappointed. Their foundation, their blush. What else have I used? I think it's the foundation and blush that I've used so far. And, oh, and the powder. They're awesome. They're awesome. Their powder is talc free. So if you're looking into a powder that's talc free, or if you have very dry skin, then you definitely want to stick with a talc free powder. Because my skin is so dry, of course. So talc free is the way to go. I like this bronzer. I typically wouldn't use a brush to blend this in. I would use a sponge, but I just decided to use a brush today just because it's gonna cause micro exfoliation, right? When I'm using, if I'm rubbing back and forth, I'm obviously gonna pick up that texture. Okay, this is what we're looking like with the bronzer. I think it's beautiful. It's a beautiful bronzer. The color, I would like it to be a little cooler. I mean, it's a bronzer, it's supposed to be warm, but I kind of like a bronzer more so to say than I do a bronzer. I'm gonna put a little bit on my nose. I don't know if that was too much, but we're just gonna go there. And I'm gonna cover up that bump right here. There we are. And just kind of underneath the lip. By the way, LYS is a clean beauty brand, so just keep that in mind. Next up, we're going to do the Dior 5-Color Couture Velvet Limited Edition Eyeshadow Palettes. And they are high color, creamy powder long wear. Comes in 4 shades. So this is the box right here. And I got 2 of the shades here. It's a velvet packaging. Very pretty. I got 2 of the shades. I got the coral one. It's Coral Paisley, $6.29, and I got Nude Dentel, $5.19. So these are limited edition. Here's the nude one. Let me take out. And here is the coral shades. Let's go ahead and swatch them for you. First up, we have the coral shades right here. So there are 2 of them that are a satiny finish, and then the rest 3 are a matte finish. They're very nice, very, very nice. They do feel velvety. Here is the coral palette, if you can see that. These also come, I forgot to tell you, in 4 shades, and it's $62 for 0.24 ounces and 7 grams of product. So I believe what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use both eyeshadow quads, and I'm gonna use one on one eye and one on the other. So let's get started. We're gonna start off with the coral one. Okay, I've already primed my eyes with the Huda Beauty concealer, so we're just going to keep it as that. And I'm gonna go into this middle shade right here. So what you can do is they've made it to where you can actually use it in threes. So you can use this 3 shades, these 3 shades, or these 3 shades are right here. So that's kind of how they've created it. But obviously you can do whatever you want, right? So we're gonna go into this middle shade right here. And I'm gonna go ahead and just apply it right in my transition. I'm using the I'm sorry, not using a rougher. I'm using a Wayne Goss number 16 brush. Okay, so color is applying very nicely. It is showing up. Now we're gonna go into the shade, this one right here, the orange shade. And I'm going to tap into that with the same brush, and I'm gonna actually go into the crease a little bit more with this corner, and I'm gonna take it down. So I'm gonna go in the crease, close my eye, go in the crease right here, and I'm gonna take it down with whatever's left to the very edge. Going in a little more. Okay. Now I'm going to take this brown shade right here. Yeah, this brown shade. I'm actually going to go in with a different brush. I'm going to use Wayne Goss 02 brush. Sorry, my battery died. So back to where we were. I was with the Wayne Goss brush number 20, and I'm in this dark shade. And I'm going to go ahead and keep stamping out the corner. And I'm going to very slightly take it into my crease, not really much, just lightly. I'm just going to try to create some depth. Okay, so that's as much as it's going to build, which is fine. I'm going to take the original brush and I'm just going to go in and clean up a little bit around here. There we go. Now we're going to take the top shade right here, and I'm just going to use my finger, and I'm going to go ahead and apply that onto the center of my lid. It's a very soft velvet satin type of shade. Beautiful shade. I don't know why I always use the word beautiful. I need to find a few words, a few new words. Okay. And then I can take a small brush. This is a rougher brush, number 3, tiny little brush, and I'm gonna go ahead and go into the white shade, and I'm gonna use that right in the inner corner, just a little bit. And I'm going to swoop it up. There we go, just so it blends in. And then for the under eye, we're going to take a rougher number 3 brush. It's just very tiny. And let's go into the dark brown shade right over here. And we're just going to go ahead and line the under eye. And then we're gonna go ahead and use this orange shade right here. Mix that in. I'm gonna put it in the inner half and then blend it outwards. Now I'm gonna go back into that brown shade because I don't want to lose it, and I'm going to apply it more so towards the outer third of my eye and match it to the top. There we go. Now I'm going to clean up with my original brush. And I'm also going to go into the white shade again, and I'm just going to take it down to the bottom, just a little bit. Just blend that all the way through. Now I can just take my initial brush like I did the blending one, the one we used first, and I'm just going to slightly blend out everything nicely at the bottom. Okay, and on to the next eye. We're going to go ahead and use the other palette. This is the nude palette. So we're going to start off with the middle shade again, right here. And I'm going to go ahead and take a Rephr number 15 brush right here, and I'm just going to go ahead and put this in my transition and hope it shows up. Okay, so kind of, can you see? Barely, not really. Okay, that's all right. We will use red shade right here. Down here, sorry if I'm blinding you, I apologize. We're gonna go right here and we're gonna use that in the crease. Trying to make sure I'm not looking all the way down. I want you guys to be able to see me, what I'm doing. I need to get a monitor. I just have to set it up. That's all I gotta do. So once I get a monitor, that would be a lot easier. At least I can see what I'm doing. Because I can't really tell what you guys are seeing. I have no idea. So I could be over applying my eyeshadow and I don't know. It's just so many lights, right? There's so many bright lights everywhere that it's hard to tell. Okay. I'm going to build it up a little more, and I'm going to bring it down to my socket. Keep it in the crease and bring it down to the socket. Okay, it's not too deep of a shade. Actually, it's not even like reddish as it looks over here. It's completely different color. Actually, it's actually more of a transition shade. Okay. All right. Look at how much deeper it looks. Okay. Now we're going to use a Rephr number 13, and I'm going to go into this brown shade right here. And again, we're going to do the same thing that we did on the other eye, on the right eye, or your left, I mean. So we're just going to take it down to where my eye line is, and then bring it upwards. And then we're going to take it in just a little bit into the crease, not too much. Same thing we did on the other eye, okay? And if you have you know, extra skin like I do and it's wrinkling up, just take your time with it, or you know, just kind of stretch it out. Go ahead and go in circular motions. You'll be fine. Happens with age. Okay. This brown is a little more pigmented than the previous one. So we're going to bring it in a little bit at the eye line. Okay. Now we're going to take this shade right here, and I'm going to put that in the inner third with my finger. Okay, now I'm going to take the first shade right here, and we're going to put that on the center to mix everything together. Now I'm going to go ahead back into my rougher brush that I had. Where is it? And I'm just going to blend it a little bit. And we're going to now go on to the under eye. We're going to go back into the under eye now. So we're going to use the rougher 03 brush. We're going to go ahead, and go into the brown shade. And we're going to go in the outer third of the eye. Maybe a little farther in, past the outer third, but mainly touching the outer third. So far, Huda's right, there's no creasing. So that's a plus. I do like this foundation, I really do. Not foundation, sorry, concealer. I do like it a lot. And I don't like concealers too often. You know how hard it is to find a concealer. Come on, it takes like a freaking lifetime to seriously find one concealer that like works with you, you know? So I'm gonna use the same brush, and we're gonna go into that other rusty shade, and we're just going to go in towards the end and blend it out and mix it in with the brown. So we're gonna use the inner center. Now I'm gonna use a rougher number 3 brush, this one, and I'm going to take the second shade that we used right here, the second top shade, and I'm gonna go ahead and take it into this corner of my eye, all the way into the corner, since we don't have another shade. And I'm gonna bring it down and blend it out with the rest of the under eye. Now we're going to one more thing. We're going to take our first brush like we did previously. We're going to pinch it, okay? I'm just pinching it, and I'm going to go ahead and just buff out the edges of this under eye. You don't have to do this step. I just like to do it just so if I have any issues that didn't blend out, hopefully I caught them now. Yeah. If not, it's no big deal. It's just some eyeshadow. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put some mascara on, and I don't think I'm gonna do eyeliner. I think I'm just gonna do some mascara. Maybe some brown eyeliner at the bottom. Here's Charlotte Tilbury, Amber Moon. I'm just going to go in a little bit right here. Not too much. I'm gonna do that on both eyes. Alright, so I've placed some mascara. I used the Cali Ray mascara. Where is it hiding? Right here. It's a clean beauty brand, and I actually love this mascara. It's great. And then I used, what else did I use? I used the Pat McGrath Paradise Glow highlighter. The new highlighter from Pat McGrath that I just got, or sorry, not Paradise Glow. I used the Paradise Glow blush. I did use this blush, and I used the Venus Nectar, Venus Nectar, her name's highlighter. So I barely put any on. I just put a little bit on the sides, and that's it. Now we're gonna go over the lipstick, the Kissing Lipstick in Island Dream from Charlotte Tilbury. And this is a limited edition formula. It's a satin soft moisturizing formula with a sun-kissed coral rosy terracotta hue. It's created in collaboration with competition winner of My Next Beauty star, Keisha Wee. And this shade is inspired by the dreamy sun-kissed days in Ibiza and her home country of Singapore. So $34 for 3.5 grams of lipstick. I'm gonna open it up. Oh, how pretty. Has a little Charlotte Tilbury and some rhinestones. So I'm not gonna put a lip liner on so that we can see the true color. Just gonna clean up my lips. And let's apply. Ooh, definitely like a deeper coral. Definitely has, yeah, a rosy hue to it. Here we are with the shade Island Dream. And let me actually swatch it for you really quickly so you can just see what it looks like on my hand. Very pretty. So here we are with the final look. And for my final thoughts, I wanted to go over everything we tried out. And so far, first off, the Huda Beauty Faux Filter Concealer is phenomenal starting off. I mean, I have never had such a great reaction to a concealer. It's difficult to find a concealer that works for you. And I have very dry under eyes, of course. My skin is dead. It's completely dried out. So it blends in so nicely, and it doesn't look like it's cakey. It's not creasing. It covered up my under eye circles pretty much. I mean, I would use a little bit of a color corrector underneath next time, but overall it's done a great job. I'm a big fan. I right now I would rate this a 9 out of 10. So if you like a matte concealer that's not going to look drying on the skin, it has no luminosity to it, but it doesn't look like it's dry. It just looks like a satin finish. So if that's what you're interested in, definitely try this concealer out. You won't be disappointed. I promise you, you won't be disappointed. After that, we have the LYS bronzing stick. So this LYS bronzing stick is beautiful. It applies very nicely. It blends out wonderful. It doesn't leave any patchiness. It's not streaky. It blended out within seconds it blended out. I think the color range is great. I would like it a little cooler of a color, but of course that's not a bronzer. So otherwise, the price point is on point. I definitely will be using this bronzer stick again. And then we have the Dior palettes. So the neutral palette, I would say, is basic. You know, so is the coral palette. They're both basic, but it's not something that I can't find in my other collections of eyeshadows. You know, like the colors are the same. There is no differentiation, so nothing special about it. If I were to pick one out, I would pick the coral. I do think the formula is phenomenal. I think the blendability is phenomenal. I give that a 10 out of 10 all the way. So if you're looking for something that blends out beautifully, that looks great on the skin, looks nice, doesn't give you any texture, it looks beautiful for mature eyes especially, then this is definitely the formula for you. I would definitely look into picking this up. If not, if you can work with any eyeshadow, you don't have that issue, I mean, these are basic colors. So it's just kind of up to you on what you prefer and what you're looking for. For mature eyelids, I would say yes, absolutely. And if you're a beginner, yes, absolutely. Yeah, it's just so easy to blend out. There's no work involved, you know? So if that's what you're looking for, then yes, I would say yes. If you're not, if you have, tons of palettes already and you have these colors, then you don't need it. Yeah. Then we have the Charlotte Tilbury Island Dream lipstick. So this lipstick is a beautiful color. I like it. I love our formula. I'm not new to Charlotte Tilbury's lipstick formula, so it's up to par with the rest of her formulas. The color is beautiful. It's definitely a rosy coral. And I really have nothing bad to say about it. If you like this type of shade, then you could definitely look into purchasing this. It is limited edition, so I don't know what her limited edition means. Sometimes it is really limited edition, and sometimes, you know, her limited edition lasts for like 5 years. So I don't know. Maybe once her stock sells out, that will be it. I'm not sure. But if you are looking into this type of color, then yes, the formula is fantastic. Okay, that's it, guys. So do let me know if you're planning on picking up any of these items. Comment down below and subscribe if you like this video. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.